the Eye of Enlightenment. Also known in several other names embedded in our inherited myth and legends, throughout the mysterious history of mankind, and across the pages of clueless times and ages. Ever since the dawn of man emerged from the void of stillness, a myth spoke of a third eye granted to man to help him in his quest of knowledge and wisdom, called the Eye of Enlightenment. It was first noted in ancient Egypt as the Eye of Horus, or the Eye of Ra, which was associated with wisdom, knowledge and enlightenment, a protector from evil, since lack of such attributes can bear nothing else but the fruits of evil. In an ancient Sanskrit manuscript, it was referred to as the Grantor of divine knowledge, as lustrous as the light of all suns shining on one at the same time. As for ancient Egypt, it was better known as the Eye of the Horus, an ancient Egyptian god. Later it was related to Tot, and a tale of Tot recovering and repairing it and returning it back to Horus, who happened to lose it during a battle with his brother Seth. Later on, Horus offered it in the rebirth of his father Osiris, and that is how it became a source of protection and healing powers. This legend, and as usual, found its way in Western civilizations, as it was carried by the wind on a mighty falcon's wings, across an ocean of space to another time, and gave it yet another rebirth, like the first time. In present day, the majority of Western scientists hesitantly support this ancient claim. They suggest it could be the pineal gland, which is a pea-sized knob of grey and white tissue shaped like a pine cone, embedded at the back of our skulls on the midline of one of the most primitive and less evolved parts of our brains, and the brains of all other creatures. The pineal gland is sensitive to light and can detect any changes in it. It also is thought to influence the color of skin, as in camouflage process. Based upon an experiment conducted by the German scientist Bernhard Dodd, he discovered that the pineal of the frog can discriminate wavelength, which converts light energy of certain wavelengths into nervous impulses in its body, and was later assumed that such nervous impulses stimulates the output of hormones. Such are regarded as the chemical messengers controlling the bodily life process in animals, adding to that an existing evidence suggesting its influence on sexual organs and its size and form. It actually helps animals in identifying the mating season, by judging intensity of light, hence managing the growth and functions of the sexual organs of the animals. Does this pineal gland have any similar effect on man, and is it a hormone producer to us too? Known to ancient Greece as the flow of thought regulator, later named by the French philosopher Descartes as the seat of rational soul. To answering the question, does this pineal gland have any similar effect on man, and is it a hormone producer to us too? An American scientist, Aaron Lerner, discovered in 1958 that the pineal gland does produce a hormone he called melatonin, which is responsible for eye, skin and hair coloring in us. And accordingly, melatonin is manufactured from another chemical, which is serotonin, stored in large quantities in the pineal gland, considered as a rare chemical in nature. Later on discovered in bananas, plums, and the famous fig tree of Buddha, the Bo tree, or the tree of enlightenment, where Buddha sat and received his wisdom. And for the sake of knowledge, I find it worth mentioning that the fig fruit is also mentioned in the Quran, with a special surat al-Tin. Tin in Arabic is fig, and it says, "By the fig and the olive, and by Mount Sinai, and the secure city, we have certainly created man in the best stature." Notice here that the fig fruit was used in an oath context, and correlated with the creation of man in the best stature. Later in 1954, scientists managed to discover that this specific chemical was the key to rational thinking in man. In other words, when serotonin is sufficiently present in our brains, we attain a clear thinking, while in its absence we experience hallucinations with schizophrenic symptoms. Though still mysterious and vague, but nevertheless, the pineal gland managed to evolve its job of monitoring sunlight into developing additional functions affecting sexual organs as well, which may also influence emotions, which is similarly affected by the sun and the moon lights, inspiriting poets and philosophers of all cultures. As for me, I will humbly settle for its source of perpetual knowledge and divine wisdom for my treat. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned to our next video. Feel free to like, share, and leave a comment, as we'd love to know your thoughts.